It's not like that, okay, you are a first year litigator and you are going to, get 1,000 crore matter. No, because you don't know how to work the law. Hustling is different.
So for a recent graduate or a law student who has somehow believed that there's a lot of hustle and grind involved in the field of litigation and is scared to venture into it because they consider it to be not monetarily rewarding initially or even viable sometimes, what would your advice be to that young graduate or law student in his final year?
Look, a law student today looks at Harvey Specter. They look at other fancy stuff on TV. They look at their friends who are either in house or in a firm or an advertising agency, are doing fancy things, and then they meet each other over the weekends, grabbing a cup, a glass of beer or maybe some snacks, something, and maybe they feel out of place because if they're in a litigation chamber. Uh, I'm not saying salary is paid, and sometimes you don't even get paid.
Yeah.
So that's the harsh truth. But having said that, look, every litigator who is out there has been through that. And it's not like people are trying to be dissuading younger people, but you have to understand the business dynamics of the profession. As any individual lawyer, you have to get your own clients, you have to generate your income, you have to get that finances in place. There are constant expenses on a daily basis which you have to incur in a practice. And despite that, if you can still support your staff, I think that's a great thing to do, and people do that. But not all offices are able to do that. But some offices are, very, successful in terms of even paying decent salaries to their, team members. So I would say in law, yes, you have to hustle, but you have to hustle every day. It's not like that, okay, you are a first year litigator and you are going to, get 1,000 crore matter. No, because you don't know how to work the law. Hustling is different. Hustling is a everyday process. So you have to every day be at the job that you're designated to do, and you have to be good at it. Because even today, after so many years of practice, I'm still young at bar, and I'm still bound to make mistakes. I may fail to read the mood of the judge. I may fail to read the intention of the opposite side. There may be mistakes in my own readings. So I have to constantly keep up the good work. And then if the clients are happy with your services, I don't think there will be any qualms in making you the professional fee payment that they have to. And then you can demand them the sky if you're really good. There are equal number of very star-studded lawyers who charge moon from the clients, and they give them.
That again is a great perspective. I'd love to know your thoughts on this generalist versus specialist debate that we have in for litigation lawyers. What should one, build on? Should one focus on just read up or be around one particular subject in depth, or jack of all?
Look, what I have seen even in my friend circle when we were starting out, that people either got in with a chamber or with a firm, and people are stuck with a firm, and now they don't do anything that they were doing 10 years continuously, right? So if today I say take up a criminal matter, they say no, I can't take it. And if they ask me to do a copyright or a trademark filing, I can't do it. It's something like that. So that way, being a specialist doesn't harm you because you have been doing or grinding yourself day in day out with a particular area of practice, so that becomes your expertise. But especially in our line of work in litigation, it said beggars can't be choosers. So when you're starting out, whatever matter has to come your way, you have to take it. You can't decline a brief. You have to say, okay, I'll do it, but don't botch it up. If criminal is my forte and I'm more happy with doing criminal, I would not tell a client that I'm the master of civil laws. That would be wrong on my part. Okay, at the end of the day, it's not rocket science, but why mess up somebody's matter just because you're not comfortable doing it? And then once you start getting busy in your own line of work, people refer you more and more matters. And then if a client is okay with you, then they will give you their civil matters and commercial litigation also, because they have the basic faith with you. And most of the big lawyers that you see today, most of the senior lawyers were journalists who are now specialists, because they have made such a good name in the market. That perhaps somebody was called a criminal lawyer, and today either they are senior lawyers or they're sitting judges, but they're doing everything. So law, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a rocket science. Yes, it takes some amount of training, some amount of toil to understand a particular line of work. and that you that for that you have to spend some time. So today, let's say if somebody says, okay, let's do intellectual property litigation, dispute resolution, I'll have to maybe spend 4 hours extra on a matter than I would ordinarily be reading a file in half an hour. But that's the only difference. Once I've gotten my head around it, it's easier to do it.
Yeah.
But for that, again, your goodwill, your name in the market, your brand value, has to keep traveling on a constant basis so that people say, yes, he's a good lawyer and he can do any matter that you ask him to do. And look at any senior, okay, seniors are known that this senior does banking or they do commercial or they do IPR. But top lawyers, and I'm talking of creme de la creme, top 5 lawyers that you have heard of, I have heard of, would they ever decline a brief? They do criminal matters, they do commercial litigation, they do tax, they do insurance, they do environment, they do everything. So it's something like that.
Absolutely. So, sir, you've worked in Dubai before coming back to India and practicing here. How, as an international lawyer, how has that changed your approach towards law as a profession, the field that is it? Look, because most of the people who study here start out here, and they don't get that exposure that is there. That comes with, I think, when you're going for a master's, also, that gives you an advantage. But otherwise,
right.
How has that changed your perspective to the legal field?
I think it taught me a lot of things. Working for an international law firm. One. At least so far as the British law firm are concerned, I'm not talking of American law firms, but British law firms are very thorough in terms of work-life balance. So 5 days you work and then weekend you party, you chill, so nobody is going to disturb you. So that their work-life balance is spot on. They are very, very thorough and very professional with their work. They don't want to prolong a matter. That, like in India we have a mindset, if there's a matter you just stretch it. But my training was otherwise. My training was, if there is a matter and if you can help a client, salvage a matter at the earliest. Because if you salvage a client, chances are, or 99.9% chances are, they will not leave you in the future. They will again come back to you. So you have a better repeat value.
Yeah.
And that is something that I learned with them. And then they are again, very meticulous about their work, how they read into the law, how they deal with the clients. Are some of the things that I was, lucky enough to learn at the starting phase of my career. So yeah, I mean, from being a solicitor to now being a barrister, I would say life has come a full circle, and you learn everything, during a journey.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time and that you've been here for me. And it was great talking to you. And thank you so much for doing this.